Peace and blessings, everyone. It's your girl Mo Caso, and I am here for the one and only Evolutionaries. And you guys know we take this here in the 7th Raw Mile High Club, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with Miss LaTiece Brown. Now, we can all see society is evolving. The way we connect, work, and socialize, and even dress is transforming daily. And this metacast is dedicated to sitting down with those who see this as a time, an opportunity, and dive into how they're evolving with it. So today, as I told you, I have the privilege of talking with Miss LaTiece Brown. And if you guys don't know who that is, I would love to kick this off by letting her take the floor to actually introduce herself. So Miss LaTiece, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about who you are?
Okay, hello. My name is LaTiece Brown, and I am a filmmaker, photographer, event producer, stagehand, voice actress, and so many other things. I'm basically just a creator. I was born and raised in San Francisco, and I've lived in Oakland for a few years. I am the host and producer of the Pink Screen VR, which is a meta event based series which purpose is to uplift and create visibility for Black and Brown emerging creators. And yeah, that's me.
I love it. I love it. And so my first question is always, what were you doing before you entered into this Web3 space? In your Web2 filmmaking, what did that look like in your journey so far?
So I've been a PA for a long time, and so
what's a
I've
PA
been
for all of
working
us?
on different a PA is a production assistant.
Okay.
And I've been a PA and a second AC, which is a second assistant camera. And I've been doing that for a few years, working on TV sets, like commercials, film sets, and documentaries, things like that. And that was like my consistent job. And then every once in a while, I got to work on like smaller productions, like independent productions, where I got to have like bigger roles, like maybe camera operating, or what else would I be doing? Or just like directing, producing, and shooting stuff for myself on my own.
Right.
And what else? Oh, and I do photography, so I do a lot of event photography and portraits. And what else was I doing? Oh, I was also working in sports as a video utility person, and sort of doing like production assistant work for them as well for sports. And yeah. Oh, and I was working like at a grocery store.
Okay.
Like doing all of those things at the same time. And yeah, that's what I was doing before I got into this metaverse Web3 space.
I love that because there's so many different hats, but it's all this like under the same cap, right? Where it's like you seeing your talent in a lot of different ways you can use it, and also a lot of like the different jobs that you had, like you said, was a lot of different experience too, that I know even just from the time that I've been able to work with you, it's been such a blessing to have someone like you that's been like in all those different areas in my corner now, helping me that have never been in any of those different areas. So that is just really cool that you've seen so many different things and are now kind of blazing your own way and kind of bringing that into the Web3 space. And so I love to then ask, with how you've started to evolve, what was actually what motivated you to step into the Web3 space?
I would say there was multiple things that motivated me. Like one thing for sure, I feel like the universe or God was telling me to get into that space because I just kept running into instances where I'm trying to like say this in a clear way, but I just kept running into Web3 concepts.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Oh, when I went to a film festival in 2022 in Georgia, they hosted these different workshops. A couple of them were about VR. Some of them were about AI. And these guys came in and they were talking about how they were basically making movies using different AI software and like LED screens, and how they were figuring out how to create things in the metaverse, and they were showing us how to use Unreal and just all these different little things that they were using and incorporating Web3 tools into the film world. And I kept hearing all this stuff about NFTs and just the whole digital thing. And I kept saying like, how does this relate to me? How do I use this? How can this help me with film and photography? Like I kept trying to figure out how I would find myself in that space. And and then like my entire life I've always been into VR. Like anytime we go to an arcade or I hear about some kind of immersive experience, like I'm going to it. And I just kept trying to figure out like I love this so much, like why am I not using this? And there were a few more instances where VR just kept coming up. And my friend kind of actually ended up launching an NFT collection, and she used Spatial. And once I saw Spatial, from that, I was like, I need to figure something out. I need to figure out a way to use this for film. And she even suggested that I should do something using that space for film. And I was like, I'm gonna think on this. All this metaverse, VR, like new digital world is like haunting me. I need to figure out how I can incorporate myself into these spaces. And yeah, from there, the pink screen was born.
Wow, yes, and
I know
shout
that
out,
was a lot.
right, and shout out to kind of cool again on that note because she's definitely the one that hooked us up as well, and has a dope gallery here and doing a lot of amazing work. But it's so amazing, like you said. Think about what you're able to do, like you said, with the pink screen, which we're definitely about to get into right about now as well. Like you said, with one of your missions on being able to uplift. And one of the things I always say about the metaverse is it was a place for me to come and bring everything I was doing and put it into one space, right? Like I love physical clothes and digital clothes, and I have a whole little store here, right? And I'm able to sell my merch
Hmm.
24/7 and do little fun things, but also host like little kickbacks in there where I'm playing music and videos, or like even how this little jet is set up. Like we got the bar and the hot tub, and that music is always playing, and we got the whips outside. Like always setting a vibe and having a place to come and do that. And the metaverse is definitely that place to do that. And I love also how you mentioned all of the different immersive experiences because those are so common now, especially here. I'm based in Nevada, where it's like
Hmm.
every time there's like a new restaurant, it's like it has an immersive experience, or a new store, there's like an immersive concept that's coming
Hmm.
along with it. And those that see it, and those that miss it are only gonna like catch it once they're in the right in the middle of it. And so I really just love how you really
Hmm.
highlighted those things that people are realizing but not even realizing until you're like, hey, I really got to figure out how I can go ahead and plug into that. And so with that, I would love to talk more about what you're actually focused on building now. And so now that you've actually evolved and stepped into the metaverse, can you tell us about what you're building here, like the pink screen?
The pink screen, right now is more focused on just showcasing film work by black people. Specifically, the next one is about showcasing films directed and created by black women. And so I want to start creating different types of events in the space. And obviously, I know you're like an expert on that already. And I think for right now, I just want to focus on film and art experiences and figuring out cool and creative ways to present that to everyone. So it's not just people just staring at a screen, like like it's a fully immersive, cool experience. Like it was unique. You left the space feeling like, wow, that was different, or just or you wish you could have that space in real life. Like I think that's where I'm trying to go with it, and I want to find more ways to basically present black art. And yeah, I just think it's important for us to have a platform. And yeah.
Wow, I love that. A different way to present black art. That's such a beautiful way to say the mission of bringing your art into the metaverse, right? Because that's exactly what it provides people to do, just another way to present and showcase that art. And I'm 1,000% with you on those different experiences. Always looking for those different ways. So I'm definitely excited to see more that you have in store. And so with that, I would love to talk more about your journey into Web3 as well. And want to ask, what has been your favorite part about being in the Web3 space now that you've been doing it for a little bit? Like you said, you've had one showcase already, have some ideas for some more. But before you continue on, what has just been one of your favorite things about being in the space so far?
I think the best part to me is that I can do all this at home in my underwear, and nobody will know.
Okay.
And yeah, like I don't have to do my hair. I don't have to like worry about how I personally look and present. I could just worry about what the avatar looks like and having fun. And I think you can be who you want to be in this space. And it's kind of like The Sims, which has always been one of my favorite games since I was a kid, where you get to create who you want to be or what you want the avatar to look like and be and represent. And you don't even have to look like yourself, or you can look just like yourself. Um, and then you can just immerse yourself in this different world that you created, Like, yeah, that's just so fun to me.
I agree. I agree. And I'm a Sims baby too. Okay, Sims baby right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally agree. Like
Yep.
you said, being able to create that life, that experience, and right, like you said, it's the experience, right? It's not even just your avatar. It's you being able to live that experience that you wouldn't have been able to personally, but you got to live it through your avatar and whatever that looks like. Right? Like you got pink hair right now and you ain't got to worry about no chemical damage, guilt free. You could do whatever you want with it and keep it moving. So I love that.
Right, exactly.
And so, on the contrary, I want to ask, what has then been one of your biggest challenges since you've been in the space?
I feel like there's been a lot, but I feel like the biggest one is trying to learn how to use Blender and Unity so that I can create unique spaces and experiences and not kind of use the basic, uh, what do you call them, templates that anybody can basically use. Um, so that's been something that I've been trying to learn. It's been challenging and wanting to, having an idea of what you want to create and just still not being able to do it all the way, or uh, cute enough that you want to share with the world.
Totally.
But yeah, I feel like that's the biggest one for me. So that's something I'm trying to work on. Or if I can fundraise or find some kind of like grant money or something, I can like hire people like you or other designers to create those spaces.
Yeah, and those
and then
are
I could just focus on the planning part.
right. And those are those two challenges, right, that you really face is that learning curve. But one of the really cool things about that is once you do learn it, it becomes a valuable asset in itself because then you can start teaching it, like myself personally, or even charging it for it, which we also do where we like rent out our spaces. But I know a lot of people that like charge just to create, like you said, these spaces once they learn that
Mhm.
blender and learn unity. And it doesn't even take going to college like you think nowadays. Like you said, you can learn it right at home, and it really just takes time. And like you said, but also it takes time. So I like how you also said you also need grants too, where you can just pay people who do already know that, right, who have already put in that time to create even like more experience, especially with a platform like Spatial. It's amazing how like
Mhm.
gamified you can create these spaces when you really know how to go and create games. And if you have the proper funding to pay the people that know how to go and code and create in Unity, you can really create those exact experiences. But like you said, it takes the resources to be able to do so. And so those are definitely those challenges that you see, but we definitely know that there's ways to get over those challenges, right? There are opportunities with in Web3 with trying to get funding. I know right now it's been a bit of a bear market, so a little bit harder, but with having these proof of concepts, with continuing to show that growth and where you're headed, I know that we just a step away. And I was just thinking, I got some good stuff that I'm gonna send
Mhm.
to you at the end of this that I think would definitely help you get kind of pointed in the right direction. And so with
Hey.
yes, and so with that, I do want to ask some more about what you have along with this evolution, about where you are going to be headed. Like I said, because we see what you've got going on, and you guys know we are headed actually right to the pink screen as soon as the jet lands, so you guys can get a peek at what it actually looks like. But you want to make sure that you're actually there on December 10th as well. So make sure you stay tuned so you get all the details at the end of this. But before we get into all of that, LaTiece, I definitely want to ask, what is one short term and one long term goal that you have for you in this space?
Hmm. That's a good question. I think long term, I would like to eventually start having regular events, like monthly events, and having the capacity to do that. Um, like a large scale type of things. Um, so yeah, I'm a little far away from that, but we're gonna see what happens next year. um, the short term goal would be for me to master Blender or Unity so that I can really be more effective in this space, at least for myself.
I
I
love
think
those
that's
goals.
short term.
And those are some good goals. Okay, so y'all mark your calendar for where you see where she at today, and catch her this time next year and see what she over there creating in Blender and how the spaces are going. Because I definitely know that you about to be putting in that work to continue to grow these amazing resources. And like I said, it's so it's like you take one step in Blender and then it really opens up like 10 more, right? So many different directions you can start heading
Mm-hmm.
and doing. And that's really the amazing thing about the space in general, right? There's so much learning you can do, and you can go so many ways with this. So with that, we have a fun question that I always like to ask, which is, what is something that you would tell a teenager that may be watching this and is gonna, try to attempt to walk down your path as well? Maybe they want to get into the film industry or into photography and want to kind of bring it together and think about going into the metaverse, or maybe they want to start traditional and then go into the metaverse. What is something that you would suggest for someone that sees your path and kind of wants to walk down that path as well?
Hmm. I would say be ready to put in the work. Know that it's not going to be easy. Don't listen to anyone but yourself. you know what you want to do, you know what you're after. So follow your heart, follow God's words and plans and signs. Just just go forward knowing that what you're doing is something different. What you bring to the table is something different. And even if there are other people doing what you're doing, they're not going to do it the way you do it. And so the world needs a you, so create what you want and don't listen to what anyone has to say about it. Yeah, and just be ready to work.
Amen. Okay, I love that. That was really great advice to anyone watching this, because faith without works is dead. If you ain't heard it, you heard it now. So definitely be ready to put that work in, and then watch what continues to happen for you. Right, like you're stepping in a direction. You're either going to be moving forward or backward, or in the wrong direction. And sometimes when you go in the wrong direction, you're just taking a long way, because God still got a plan and you just taking a long way. So I definitely again have been loving all the gems you've been here dropping, LaTiece. I hope y'all been picking them up too, because she been over here motivating and really letting you guys know all the things that it took for her to even get to this point, and again all that it's going to take to continue to grow, because we are all continuing to evolve, and that's what this podcast is here for, to spotlight those who see that and aren't afraid to evolve with it. So LaTiece, really shout out to you and all that you're doing. It's really amazing. I love the concept, how you're trying to use these spaces to even uplift and bring others. It takes a special person to see a door and bust it open for everyone while they trying to open the door for themselves. And I'm happy to be a part of that, and to have met you and to be supporting you. You support me and I support you, and these are those things that I'm excited to be in the metaverse for, because it ain't exciting when you're in here doing it by yourself. I want to be in here building with others too. I love building with other people, and anytime I can build and help to uplift and give someone else their flowers, I'm definitely here for it. But it looks like we just landed, so we're actually about to go check out the pink screen now. You guys should actually be in it right now if we are watching it live. But if you're not, you can actually click the link there in the caption below, because this is going to be on YouTube. But you guys can go ahead, click the link, and check out the pink screen.
Flight crew, please prepare for landing.
And we are here in the pink screen, where we had, LaTiece had the first VR art show. And as you guys can see, it is pink and amazing. So I'm going to let you take it away and tell us more about what we are actually looking at here.
Okay, so right now we are in, I guess to call this the lobby, the little lobby area of the pink screen. And I held the first two pink screens here, and we have some of the photos of the artists that participated in that specific, or the last event, right here in this lobby. And then if we go straight ahead, Black women in film. And so I just chose some of my favorite filmmakers that have created a path for all of us to, just kind of open doors for all of us, and just are, some really great, influential Black women in the film industry, film and TV. And I just wanted to honor them, use this space to honor them as we celebrate the emerging filmmakers. And yeah, that's what this gallery is about.
I love it. And I love how you took the space to honor those that have come before, like you said. That's really inspirational.
mean, some of these women are actually really killing it right now.
They are.
I wish they could have seen it, but
right.
They will one day.
One day.
And then if we go to the opposite side, we're gonna see photos from the women that were in the last show, or in that show in March. My main model.
Wow, super nice. And which one was your little sister? Was it this one?
Oh, the girl in the red photos.
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
I thought so. That's funny. Wow, I love these pictures. These are all really beautiful pictures. I love it. What a beautiful gallery.
Hopefully we can get some art up in here too soon.
Oh yeah.
And then I have like one more space outside of the theater.
Did you say it was outside or was it
Oh, I was saying it was like there's another space over here in the lounge that's
okay.
Separate from the theater space.
Perfect.
And this side is basically dedicated to historic and like legendary moments in Black films featuring Black women, and so it's just a bunch of photos of just different classic scenes from some of my favorite movies, and then just like general classics, like everyone knows these films,
Oh, definitely got the classics. I love it. And this is definitely a representation, like you said, and I see all of the representation, the ones that have come before, the ones that are coming, classic scenes, all of the Black faces, Black women, and it looks like us. I think one of the things that I think Black women always complain about is how media doesn't really represent what we even really look like. Right? Like, majority of us, like, it doesn't even represent what we look like, how we act, what we think like. But this art that you've really shown has made me feel represented, and like it actually represents Black women in our community. And so really amazing gallery and experience, I will say, that I've seen so far.
Thank you. That was the goal.
Okay, and mission accomplished. And so you guys see, we are going to have the next screening, like I told you, December 10th, and that'll be at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So Miss LaTiece, please shield all of the information so they know where to find you, where to follow you, so you can find more about you. Because, hey, like I said, if you're seeing this, that means you already better be there, okay? But if you're watching it on YouTube, it's okay, because that means you still are catching on that this is happening, and you know that we about to have another one, so you still have time to catch that as well. And so, Miss LaTiece, where can everyone follow you and all that you have to come?
Okay, so there's two places you can find me and get information about the pink screen, or just me and whatever else, all the million things that I do. You could either go to LaTiceBrown.com, Or you can go to the T screen on Instagram and you should be able to find links to everything in either of those two places.
Awesome. Well, this has been an amazing time. We always have a good time when we get together. If you guys have seen Journey to Mo Life, Miss LaTiece has definitely helped me revamp that up, and we are going to be coming out with something like you guys have never seen before when you see the show come out again, because she's helped with a lot of the writing and creative direction in general, and just we got a lot in store. So you guys already know. And again, I'm appreciative to have been a part of this, to be a part of the showcase, to show Evolutionaries, a metacast that I've been working at, and I'm excited to showcase. And if you guys know we will have another flight soon, so make sure you stay tuned. Catch us as well. Mocaso _of_NFTs. Until next time, peace.
On behalf of the flight crew, thank you for flying with us and have a pleasant stay.